All right, so today's lesson we're going to be talking about 10.4 and 10.5. The first thing we're going to talk about is a central angle. The vertex is on the center of the circle, so please circle the vertex. As you can see, it's on the center of the circle. Remember, the center of the circle is how you name the figure. The measure of the angle equals the central angle. So when I'm looking at this one right here, if I have angle XOY, it is also equal to arc XY. So we're saying that the two things are exactly the same. And it is because it's a central angle. Now, let's look at it in inscribed angles. That's on the inside. So if it is the vertex is on the circle, so circle your vertex, what you're going to do is the measure of the angle equals the arc divided by 2. So if I look at this one right here, the measure of the angle, we're talking about angle WTV is half the measure of the angle. I personally like to write it instead of half out in front. I like to write it as arc WV over 2. So let's look at the next one. Now remember this one here, it says the vertex is inside. So we're going to circle it. So if I circle this one, it's inside. So if I circle the other one, that's on the circle, then this one right here is at the center of the circle. So I'm looking at this one, it says the measure of the angle is big arc plus small arc divided by 2. So on this one right here, we're trying to find angle AEB. AEB. And it says big arc plus small arc divided by 2. So the big arc, well, we really don't know on this one. So if I look and say my big arc is A to B, and the measure of the small arc, which is D to C, then you're going to divide it by 2. The next one is outside. If the vertex is outside, so like right here, right here. On this one, you're going to take the big arc minus the small arc, and then divide it by 2. So right here, my big arc is A to E minus the small arc, which is B to D, and cross that out, just divide it by 2. What I'm crossing out is the same thing as dividing it by 2. My angle, if I look at it, would be A going to C going to E. A, C, E. All right, I'm going to name these as number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So on the first one, it says, given circle C, it says, we're going to find the measure of WTV. W going to T, going to V. And then to find the arc, it's going to be the arc. Now we're looking up here, which one does it match? Does it match number 1, 2, 3, or 4? It is on the circle, so there it is, on the circle. Then it's going to be number 2. So we're going to do it exactly like number 2. And so it'd be WV divided by 2. All right, so let's look at B. It says if WV is 80, the arc is 80, what is the angle going to be? So remember, it's what we're using is the arc divided by 2. So it's 80 divided by 2, which gives us 40. So our interior angle right here is 40 degrees. Okay, let's look at number 2. First thing we do, where's the vertex? Vertex is right here on the circle. So which one is on the circle? On the circle is number 2. And it says J to O to E is 200. What is angle JED? So remember, angle J going to E going to D. So since it's on the circle, you're going to do the arc divided by 2. What is the arc? The arc is 200. Divided by 2 is 100. So the angle is going to be 100. Now let's figure out what is arc JE. So we're trying to find J to E from here to here. So how many degrees are inside of a circle? You got it, 360. We know this one angle right here, or arc, is 200. So we're going to subtract them, and that gives me 160. Okay, so let's start looking at number 3, 4, and 5. So let's get all our information. All right, so we're going to go angle ABC. So we're going to try to figure out what is angle A going to be to C. Well, we know that that is a straight line. So since it is a straight line, how many degrees is a straight line? So that's 180. So then we know that the other part of the line, so we're looking at the line like this right here, and we know that that is 70. What is the other angle? You subtract them and you get 110. So we know that this right here is 110. All right, so let's look for arc A to B. Remember, arc A to B is going the quickest way. So we're going this way right here. Where is the vertex? The vertex is on. So it's going to be the angle equals the arc divided by 2. So what is the angle or the arc? The angle is 70. 70 equals the arc divided by 2. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of the 2 on the denominator. So that gives me 140. So the arc for right here would be 140. Now what is our arc AEB? So this time we are looking for A going to E to B. So where's the vertex? It's on, so it's the angle equals the arc divided by 2. So I know the angle is 110 equals the arc divided by 2. Multiply both sides by 2, so that gives me 220 equals the arc. So then this would be 220. All right, so let's look at this next one right here. It says, if two inscribed angles of a circle intercept congruent arcs or the same arc, then the angles are congruent. So right here I have MSA. Has to be congruent, M to S to A. Now remember, they both have the same arc. So that means it's going to be the same as MRA. So they are going to be congruent to each other. Then I look right here and it says that if an inscribed angle intercepts a semicircle, remember if it's a semicircle, we know that R to S is the diameter, so that makes this angle right here has to be a 90 degrees because this right here is 180 degrees, that straight line. What's half of 180? Which gives me 90. Now we have a quadrilateral is inscribed in a circle. So that means that the opposite angles are supplementary. So I have angle A is going to be supplementary to angle D. So if I keep up that same pattern, I'm going to say angle L is going to be supplementary to angle N. All right, so let's look for all the parts. First off, I know that because this is a diameter, that's a semicircle, this is going to be 90-degree angle. So if that's a 90-degree angle, remember angle C, you're going to add all the angles in angle C. So let's go ahead and do that right here. I know it is 90 plus 28 plus x equals 180. So now I'm going to subtract 128, and that gives me 62. So that means this angle right here is 62 degrees. So angle A we figured out to be 90 degrees because it's a semicircle. We'll get back to how do you find BC. Oh, we can just go and do it. It is Pythagorean Theorem because it is a right triangle. So with my right triangle, if I'm only focused on the right part, this is 3.9. This right here is 7.3. I have to figure out what is B to C, which is that side right there. So I have 3.9 squared plus 7.3 squared equals C squared. So when I work that out, C is going to be equal to 8.3. All right, so let's look at arc A to C. Now, when I'm looking at this one right here, I am only focused on this, this, and this. So when I look at my arc, since it's on the circle, then I'm only focused on this part right here. So this is 28. I am trying to find the arc. Remember, since it's on the circle, you're going to do the angle equals the arc divided by 2. So I have 28 equals the arc divided by 2. Multiply both sides by 2. A to C is going to be equal to 56 degrees. Now, let's look at A to B. So, there's a couple ways that you can do that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to redraw the circle this time. So I'm going to redraw the circle because I'm only going to be focused on the angles that I need. Okay, so this is A, C, and B. And the angle is 62 degrees. So where is my vertex? Yes, it is on the circle. So you're going to do the angle equals the arc divided by 2. So I have 62 equals arc divided by 2. Multiply both sides by 2. Our arc is going to be 124. All right, so let's look at this one right here. These two arcs, if you're looking at it, are exactly the same. So I have a pink arc and a blue arc that are exactly the same. So that means M has to be 43 degrees. Now, remember our formula. These are all on the circle. The angle equals the arc divided by 2. So the angle is 43 equals the arc, which is x divided by 2. Multiply both sides by 2, 86. All right, so let's put all the information for number 12 and 13. It says A to D to B, so from here to here is 220. Now, remember, it's crossing this angle right here, or this part of the arc. So what is A to B going to be? That's going to be 140. I'm going to go ahead and delete this stuff right here because we really don't need it now that I have it already written down. All right, so now we know that it says angle ABD is 21. So this right here is 21. So what we're trying to find is A to B, which we did. 360 minus 220 gives me 140. So that's what we have right there in pink. Then now we're trying to find what is A, angle A, C, B. So first off, I need to figure out what is this arc right here going to be. Because it's on the outside right here, what we have to do is we have to do the angle equals the big arc minus the small arc divided by 2. So right now, I know that the big arc is 140 minus the small arc, I don't know, so I have to figure it out, divided by 2 equals the angle. So let's figure out what is that part right there. It says that this is 220. I want to know this right here. The vertex is on the circle. So the angle equals the arc divided by 2. So I know the angle is 21 equals the arc divided by 2. Multiply both sides by 2, so that's 42. So this purple part is 42. So then I'm going to subtract 42. Now I do 140 minus 42. Then divide that whole thing by 2. I get 49 degrees. All right, so on this one here, we're trying to figure out which of the equations are we going to use. Where is the vertex? The vertex is inside. So we're going to do equation number 3. So equation number 3 is the angle equals the big arc plus the small arc divided by 2. Now, big arc is right here, 92 degrees. The small arc is right here, 50 divided by 2. So when I add 92 plus 50, that gives me 142 divided by 2, that gives me 71 degrees. So this angle right here is 71. All right, so let's do number 15. So where is the vertex? It is outside. So we're going to be doing equation number 4. So with that, it says the big arc minus the small arc divided by 2. So the angle equals the big arc minus the small arc divided by 2. So what do I have? The big arc is from P to S. So what is that? That is x. Minus, what is the small arc? The small arc is from P to R. So it's on the inside, which is 72. Divided by 2 equals, what is the angle? The angle is right here, 38. So to get rid of our denominator, you're going to multiply both sides by 2. And so that gives you x minus 72 on one side. Then you have 2 times 38, which is 76. Now I'm going to add 72 to both sides, and that gives me 148. So x is going to be equal to 148. Y'all, have a great day. Be safe out there.